balance your long term and your short term, both. You can't bleed too much in the short term. Also, you need to have a balance, and you need to keep your long term strategy always in your mind. You need to forecast correctly. It's a very key learning that was for us. We lost 2 quarters, and so forecasting was extremely critical for us. You not only lose business, you lose customers' loyalty towards you. It's very important. Then, though in regarding the risk factors, though we all were having risk factors in every function, but they were in our mind. We were trying to take care of them, but they were quantified and they were never hedged properly. Then, whenever every function there are multiple decision options. I'm sure pricing and where to sell, how much would have been a common point of discussion, the cross function in every team. But whenever options are thrown upon, it's more of emotions than the values. Okay, if I'm suggesting that okay, I go for another product improvement, what are the numbers? Do I see the returns coming out? Can I justify that? What is the reason why I'm justifying that with numbers? That various options, when for every decision, multiple options are thrown, we were not doing the empirical analysis of every option. Somebody may say we didn't have time, but I would say if the roles were defined properly, then that could have been done. If I am only working on finance function and I have 3 options, I could in 15 to 20 minutes evaluate those options objectively and find out the correct thing.
But can I interject? I think that's a fantastic point that you brought. And I'm glad you brought it up that you could have done, but when you go back to Ericsson, you ought to be doing. Is that the right thing to do? You are saying yes. I cannot agree with you more that that's the right thing to do. And the whole issue is that we need even bigger winners. When you go back to Ericsson, that you quantify these precisely, put in the measurement. This whole process thinking of measuring options, right, is very critical. And I'm not sure if it happens, but if it doesn't happen, you guys are the right people to move and shake to make it happen.
In the first day, it could, but in the second day, the entire move, it was in the gut. Everybody wanted to do it. So, in a couple of things we did it also, but always we could not do it. It was there. Then unadherence to functional role and responsibilities. I think all of us have already discussed about it. Poor time management also. If we had managed our time properly, then probably the decision making would have been different at many points of time. That's one thing. And we learned in the class that we need to respect the diverse opinion, but sometimes it was going with the majority and things like that. Sometimes that may also be the right thing. The decision that would have been taken by that may would have been the right thing also. But it is better that if we devote 5 minutes and discuss upon it and then we all were a party to that. We were getting swayed by misinformation. Sometimes we took some decisions not to take some information, which was also very critical. MIS in these kind of competitive business environments is very important. And not choosing MIS for some cost reduction options did also hurt us a lot. Budgeting for every department, like when we start plans, how much budget allocations formally have to be done to every department, that was also not done, which should have been done. So the reason we took these learnings early before suggestions to the next management was because these are going to derive what we are going to advise the next management. So the key things that we are going to advise to the next management is stick to your long-term strategy. Even if you feel that in short term you are bleeding, stick to your long-term strategy. You need to build processes and you need to focus on delegation. And you need to trust that the management, if I put in a management for finance, whatever that guy is doing, maybe short term you may not be seeing the advantages. You can ask him after the submission. Once you have come down the Everest, you can ask him why have you done this. But you need to delegate that. You can't. 6 people cannot take 6 decisions. That is 36 decisions in 60 minutes, which is tough. Continuous focus on research and development. We had a lead on that. And as Vivek rightly pointed out, that we could have gained that lead, and in the hindsight, yes, we could have led the market with that. But the only doubt probably in our mind was that probably it's not, the cost benefit analysis does not justify. The new product is not required in the market. That was the only doubt. But going forward, the management should know that the customers need improved products, so they should focus on R&D.
I would like to add this point. So what is happening in the software? You used to say you have mentioned the first phase of this product. The second one, you need to probably add another $10,000.
Yeah.
So there's a tendency, it's asking only for 10. So that's 10.
Right.
Maybe first quarter we might have 30, 40 or whatever. Second quarter, depending on what is suggested, I think another tendency to put on.
If you remember the Intel exercise and the Intel case, what you guys faced was no different. Your first improvement took, let us say, $40,000. The second improvement would have taken you $50,000. The third would have asked you for $80,000 and so on. So incremental improvements does become more at the margin more and more costly. But the point is, if you can establish that equity and loyalty with the customers, right? Those incremental 30,000, 20,000 becomes chump change, right? So that's where, some more engagement with the customers, even finding out from the customers as to, would it be worth it, sir? What is the cost per unit that is required?
Then you need to focus on customer satisfaction. The one obvious numerical thing in front of all was rejected orders, but communicating with the customer was also one thing which we missed out. We as a team, we thought about this, and in the first quarter we attempted a different version of it, which could have led to an open discussion with the customer, but unfortunately that was rejected. So,
What was rejected?
So basically, in the night before coming here, when we were doing the strategy, we found that putting a sales representative is very expensive. And even if we hire trainees, in quarter 4, by the time they yield results, it's already a huge cost that they have taken. So what we thought was that instead of spending, because wholesalers are just buying the product and selling, they're just trading. So we thought, if the material is lying in our warehouse, why can't they just come and pick it up? And we share our profits with them. It's a cost for them to come and pick it up, but then we share our profits with them so that both of us stand to gain by that. And that would have led to probably just opening an office, putting one sales rep and taking Latin America. It's only wholesalers. We didn't want to put any more, we wanted to get the maximum share from that place by reducing our cost without putting more sales representatives. That would have been a strategy for Latin America.
Perhaps the wholesaler didn't get your gain share rate.
If the Latin America was around 700 units, if I target 30%, even this is about 200 units. I'm giving him an advantage of $2,000. So to the new management team, all the best. So all of us, thanks Ananda and all the teams. We learned a lot from your experiences as well, and it was very good. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay.